Hey guys, welcome. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Today's reading is why you should be proud of yourself, why people are maybe proud of you, maybe why your guides, higher powers are proud of you. Please take what makes sense and what resonates for you, all right? So, we do have three groups for you to choose from. We have group one, the pink tourmaline, group two, the Herkimer diamond that you can't really see in this lighting, and group three, the rose quartz. Okay, so why should you be proud of yourself? Group one, two, and three. Pause the video if you need to, take a moment to choose your group, but I will see you guys in your readings. All right. Hi, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the pink tourmaline, then this reading is for you. Okay, so why should you be proud of yourself? Alright, so we have the Queen of Pentacles upright, Two of Cups reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed. Okay. Alright, so you should be proud of something that you're about to achieve because of the adjustments you've made to meet. This could be like a financial goal or achieve something else that's important, like weight loss, I don't know, school. It could be any type of achievement, really. Um, but yeah, it feels like maybe you've changed your mindset, maybe you've changed your perspective in order to achieve something. So you should be proud of the adjustments that you have made, and you should be proud when you do achieve this goal and your kind of process to achieving this goal, whatever it may be. And this could also be something that you've been thinking about doing, but maybe haven't implemented yet. You should also be proud of yourself for being so optimistic, even when things do seem a bit dire. Be proud of your confidence and the choices you've made till this point. Continue to not let things take away your confidence. You should also be proud of your money management. It feels like a lot of you are going to reach a financial goal. Maybe for some of you, making a certain amount of money, especially if that's something that you have been gearing towards. And you should also be proud of yourself for taking care of your health. You should be proud of how generous, how caring, and nurturing you are. You should also be proud that you're being realistic or being more realistic about a person. It could be a situation as well. For some of you, it could just be being realistic in general, especially if maybe you were looking at something in particular very idealistically before. Maybe you have maybe changed your mindset or made some adjustments and um, kind of just being more realistic about something or someone. It also feels like you give or you've recently given great advice, or maybe I don't know if you're in a position or a role in life where you do often have to give advice or kind of be like voice of reason, or kind of like be a leader, like say for example in your home or at work. But yeah, you should be proud of the way you give advice It feels like you have given great advice recently, though. You should be proud of how smart and self reliant you are. A lot of you could be straight talking as well, or just very straightforward in your approach or the way you speak. Like some of you could be great mentors, like you, some of you could be teachers, maybe your mentors. Um, but especially like your guides, your higher power, this is something they want you to be proud of, the fact that you are a great mentor, the fact that you are a great teacher, you know. You should also be proud of how connected you are to the earth, to the universe, to your spirituality and the people that you love. Some of you may have put relationships on the back burner. Maybe that's something, one second. Maybe that's something that you kind of realized you needed to do. Maybe you felt like it would benefit you if you kind of put relationships on the back burner and kind of maybe focus on yourself, or let me see. Like some of you could be in a relationship. One moment. So if any of you have taken time away from relationships because maybe you don't want to settle for anyone, or you just want to be in a certain position first, then you should be proud that you've recognized that. But this also feels like this could be for people who are also in relationships as well. Um, some of you, maybe you've disconnected from someone recently. Maybe that this doesn't have to be romantic, by the way. Maybe this person is a bit negative, or they just aren't nice to be around. Maybe they have very different morals than you. But you should be proud of yourself for making that decision, even if it wasn't a hard decision to make, you know. But you should be proud of being able to kind of like being able to see through BS. It feels like you aren't easily manipulated as well. Right, you should definitely continue to trust yourself in all ways. You should be proud of not being afraid of confrontation when those moments do come. You should also be proud of yourself for not giving in to jealousy, or like, especially if that's just something that you don't feel, you know. Like some people say everyone feels jealousy, but I know some people who just don't feel that, you know. So maybe you're like that too. But you should be proud of yourself that you kind of don't give into those like low vibe feelings, you know. Um, but you should also be proud that you've allowed people to fall out of your life for whatever reason, and you also don't get drawn into conflicts or arguments. So there could be someone in your life who would like you to be as negative as them. This could definitely be someone who's still in your life. But you should be proud that you don't change who you are around this person. Like say for example, they are super negative. Like sometimes maybe being around negative people can maybe kind of, change the way you, react and think in certain situations, kind of like being around them. But maybe you kind of stay, true to yourself and don't let who you're around change who you are, you know? But yeah, you should be proud of yourself for being fair, for calling out people who aren't. You should also be proud of yourself for pulling yourself off the wrong path, or, or pulling yourself out of a dark place. But it feels like some of you could have recognized, okay, I'm going in a direction that is just not it for me, you know, whether it's unhealthy or it's just, you know, not leading in a positive direction. But you recognize that, you made the changes, and you should be super proud that you did, you know. And I don't know why this is coming out, but for some of you, you should be proud of not half-assing your relationships. Maybe you're either all in or you're not. Maybe you don't give people false hope as well, in relationships, whatever kind of relationship that may be. And I don't know if this is going to come out wrong, but for some of you, you should be proud of being stubborn in some ways, especially because you just maybe know what you want, you know who you are, so you kind of stand firm on certain things, and you should be proud that you do that, okay? But that's all that's coming out for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful and make sense, and I'm wishing you guys the best, alright? Take care. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, the Herkimer Diamond, then this reading's for you, alright? So why should you be proud of yourself? We have the Queen of Cups upright, we have the High Priestess, and we also have Seven of Cups, okay? Okay, anyways, alright. So you should be proud of yourself for alright, you should be proud of yourself for being caring, nurturing, and compassionate. Like a lot of you do have this motherly vibe to you. You should be proud of yourself for being open-minded as well. You should be proud of your creativity, especially if any of you here are artists. Like a lot of you could be super playful, really fun, and you should be proud of that youthful energy that you guys still have. It's funny, you have youthful energy, but also like a nurturing, motherly kind of energy to you as well. Like some of you could be great moms, like especially because you are super loving, but maybe you could be fun as well. But also firm. Like some of you could be really, really awesome mothers, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it also feels like you could be patient. It feels like you really do try to do your best for people and do your best by people. You should be proud that you do say things as it is, but not harshly, and you say it with compassion, you know? You should also be proud of your maturity, your growth, maybe how you've matured over the years, sorry, especially. It doesn't feel like it's one specific way. It feels like you've grown in a lot of different ways. You could be someone that makes other people feel better, like being around you, talking to you. It feels like you definitely help people acknowledge how they're feeling. It feels like you also hold up a mirror for people, but it feels like the people who do recognize, like you kind of help them see, like maybe you help people see things how it is, like especially if people are in like denial, you know. It feels like you are able to help them kind of get out of denial and like hold a mirror up to their face and kind of see things clearly. But whoever you do that for, like they really do appreciate it, you know. because you tell them the truth, but you're not harsh, right? So they appreciate it much more. The people who do kind of take on what you're saying and stuff like that. But you should be proud of your dedication to your goals. You should be proud of your intuition, that you listen to your intuition. You should also be proud of the relationships you have, mostly friendships. Maybe what you've done for these friends or how you show up in these friendships. Like there's an extra reminder for some of you guys to not make people make you feel like you're a bad friend because you're not, or make you feel like you don't show up for people, or that you don't try to do your at least do your best, you know, in your own capacity. But yeah, it feels like you're a great support to people, and you should be proud of how positive you are, and you know the positive effect that you do have on people. You're also great at understanding people's emotions and being able to put yourself in their shoes. You could also be a peacemaker, or you're just a harmonious person in general. So maybe that's something that naturally kind of, you know, happens when there are, you know, people around you. Maybe you naturally kind of like, you know, remove the tension, you know, from a room, for example, or a conversation. Um, so yeah, you should be proud of the way you're approaching work right now, specifically. You should be proud of the way you handle attention that you may not want. Like some of you here are super mysterious. You could have really good energy, but maybe for some of you, you do come across dark or intense. But you should be proud of these qualities. You know, you should be proud of how dynamic your you know, your characteristics are. And this is for some of you, like sometimes maybe you get angry, maybe you get frustrated, maybe you feel bad though for acting out of character. But it feels like your guides specifically want you to know that it's okay when you stand up for yourself, that your feelings are valid. Like even if, you know, those feelings are messy and you rather not, you know, but feel bad for how you do react in certain situations because your feelings are valid. But it also feels like some of you could be trying to work on your delivery or your actions and kind of remaining balanced when you are frustrated. And you should be proud that you've recognized that and that you're working on it too, you know? But that is all that's coming through. I do hope it could be helpful, resonate, make sense. But I'm wishing you guys the best, all right? Bye. Hi, welcome. If you've chosen the third group, the rose quartz, then this reading's for you. So, why should you be proud of yourself? We have Four of Pentacles upright, Four of Wands upright, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. Alright, so you should be proud of being financially savvy. And this may not sound right, but some of you should be proud of the control you have or influence you have over someone. It could be more than one person. But it feels like this isn't the bad kind of control, the bad kind of influence. It feels like you could help this person do better, be better, help them behave, kind of maybe keep them on track. For some of you, this could literally be your pet, you know, they could be super well behaved, maybe very well trained as well, very loved. But yeah, you should be proud of the boundaries you've put on a relationship and for saying no. But you should also be proud of your empathy, but also knowing not to take on their problems as your own. It also feels like you've managed to weed out some of the one-sided relationships in your life. You should also be proud of creating and sticking to a budget. Some of you should be proud of how protective you are over someone. This could be, like, again, this could be a person or an animal. It could even be what came through before. It could be other people too, but yeah, you should be proud of how smart you are. But I'm also hearing street smart as well for a lot of you here. You should be proud that you know when and when not to share personal things about yourself. And this is random, but you should also be proud of where you stand socially, especially if you maybe don't feel good about where you stand socially. Um, Maybe some of you don't have a problem with where you stand socially, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. But it could be especially for those who do feel a bit more negative about where they may stand socially. But yeah, you should be proud of how you push yourself, how you push other people. You should be proud that you're less emotional and more logical. If any of you here feel bad for being reserved or conservative, don't, Like, some of you should be proud that you are more of an observer, or that you just do observe things and analyze things. Like, there's also something about the way you process information that you should be proud of. You should also be proud that you were right about the suspicions you've had about a person or situation. You should be proud of your family, your kids, your husband, wife, or how you show up for your family. It feels like you're doing more than enough for them, especially if you don't feel like you are, especially if that's maybe something you're worried about. But you should be proud of your success, and meeting your goals, continuing with your plans, especially if you feel like it isn't a big deal, like the things you've accomplished or the things that you are on your way to fulfilling. You should also be proud of the self-care that you do, taking care of yourself, standing up for yourself as well. Like, you should definitely be proud of your vigilance. And some of you could be like, some of you could let conflict roll off your back. Maybe you don't give in to conflict, or you don't give in to acting out of character, especially if under a situation where maybe one person is heated or one person is trying to poke the bear. um so yeah, you should be proud that you maybe rarely kind of allow people to push you out of character, or let situations push you out of character, or conflict. But yeah, you should be proud that you aren't afraid to say no, for knowing when to say goodbye and let things, people, and situations go. You should be proud that you know when to do that. You should also be proud of how hardworking you are and how you manage difficult situations and how you manage your emotions too. But that is all that's coming through for this group. I do hope it can make sense and be helpful, but I'm wishing you the best, okay? Bye.